flutes.
Who are you?
After all I'd done to your family, I'd have thought you knew.
Tiresias.
You know, it's always nice to meet someone without knowing I'm the prophet, the great harbinger of doom.
Why are you here? Can you tell me about my future? Offer me some comfort.
My purpose is to tell you what I have seen, and for you to make of it what you will.
It would do the same thing for my father, and look how that turned out.
The truth would have found him out eventually. Unlike your father, you do not shrink from the truth.
Can you tell me about my past? What happened in your memory?
Your father was blind to the truth, blind to reason. Too many died of the plague as the price for his arrogance, but in the end he chose to leave. Ultimately, he sacrificed himself in order to let us all live.
Was Thebes a happy place?
We were allowed to speak our languages, follow our rituals and customs without being punished. A brother could be buried and mourned instead of left for the beasts, and now... Antigone, I think you know more than anyone that Creon's audacity knows no bounds. He calls himself justice, mercy, Thebes itself, when no one has done the city more harm than he has. He uproots the land that gave him birth, dividing it until the earth itself roars out in rage. The Lord does not belong to any one person, and certainly not to Lord Creon.
But he's still here. Still in charge. You're the prophet, you should know. Does this continue? Or will it end?
Tyrants like Creon do not last for long. Oblivion is the fate into which he will sink, an abyss of his own making.
So why am I suffering? Why does he have to drag me down with him?
Change doesn't happen in a vacuum, Antigone. Things are going to get worse before they get better, and you're a small part of something greater. Something that affects more than just you.
So I was paid for Thebes. Alone. Why me? I don't understand. After everything that's happened, is it really that bad to bury someone? I don't understand why what I did rests on the city. You speak the truth. Everyone says it, so say something. Is it just me? Or is my family cursed? Are we doomed to keep on making the same mistakes?
If we are, it's not because our parents did bad things. You carry the last bit of soul this city has left. Antigone, Creon is the one who is tainted.
Do you know?
Of course I know. I'm a prophet, but it's not going to be any help for me to tell you. Focus now on doing what you can. You specifically, Antigone, have some say in all of this.
They always told us you talk in riddles.
You should have an advantage then, daughter of Oedipus. Riddle solving runs in the family.
What was that about?
What?
Tiresias.
What about them?
In here. Just now.
Tiresians?
Sleep out there.
No.
So you let them in.
I don't know what you're on about. You look tired.
Are you gaslighting me?
Get some sleep. We'll have a verdict soon.
Verdict? Ha! Verdict? Yeah, you're just thinking of some kind of creative way to kill me. He's collecting us like trophies now. Dad? Mum? How nice to see if he's me. I know you don't care, but you can't let him get his way in. Please.
You know he's not specifically going after your family, don't you? Your mother was Creon's sister. He grieved her too.
Poor Creon.
She talked him down.
Creon.
Oedipus. When Oedipus wanted Creon dead, your mother talked him down. If she hadn't done that, she might have lived.
What?
She talked of prophecies, tried to comfort him.
I'm feeling prophecies and comfort down your face.
It was the death of them both.
You saw her die.
Not exactly.
What then?
It's not a happy story.
Oh, that's a shame. It's been roses so far.
You know what happened already.
No, I don't remember. I remember her face and her voice. Sometimes. I was so young, I just... Not even her real voice, probably just a memory. Tell me what happened.
Haven't I told you enough?
Do you have anything better to do?
Your mother came out and stopped your father and Creon when they were fighting. Ti ten abulon.
Potalai morai. Stasin glose se prestau de pais geneste ges. Huton ususe se tie kinutes kaka. Oi se toi que sute creo. Kata segas. Hai meto meden algois ais negosete. Steon tidaxum kam anax. Huto pote menem tosente pragnatos asesegeis.
Eros egarton despleon gunai, sebo. Creontos hoiamor bebuleukos ehi.
Ege esapos unikos ekelaneres.
Fonea me fesi, laiukat estalai.
Altos nedos ei matanala.
Mantin menun kakurgon espempsas. Epitoges heauton pan elotherostoma.
Sulana feis. Siaton hon legisterie mupakusan. Kan netunek estisoi protean udan mantike seknon tegnes. Fano disoi sonea. Donde son tam? Haisnoska erte leopot. Uk ero foi boca palto ton ducatonko. Hos auton exoi moira pris paidos thine. Hos diskin noit in muteke crine kara. Kaiton men. Hos perke fatis xenopote lestai phoneas in triplais maxitos. Paidos di blascois us deschan hemerai tres. Kainen atra en duxes pedoina ripsan. Chesin abaton exoros. Kakitau kapolon ut declenon in ursan. Phonea genestai patros uteleon tu denon hufobeto pros paidos thene. Toyota femai mantegai diosan. Honon trapasumiten, han garanteas chreaneruna. Radios autos venan.
Hoia makusan. Artios ehegle. Suke planemas kana kinesis frenon.
Saias membrines tutupus rafes leges.
Edox acusai, gatus solaios, catas fagae pros triplais amaxitos.
Eodato gataut, polexantege.
Caipus sochoros utodelaios et patros.
Focis, menege clas detai. Scristo odos estato delphon capodalia sege.
Caitis chronantois descrin uxelelutos.
Schedons prosten, isutes echon tonus, achen epifno.
Os deu, himodrasai bebuleus aperi.
Pestis coitu uribus, entumio.
Me pomerota. Tonde na laio. Dineti frase, dinat men hebesechon.
Megas chonazdo. Atilucam descarar. Morfestiten sezuk apostolum.
Oi moitalas. E oike mautones aras denos proporlon artiosuk eidenai.
Fez. Ognoto prosopos elhosanatus.
Denos at humo blapono mantise. Dexeis mallon exeipeseti.
Caimeno clomen. Patanere getosero.
Poteron echore ballus, pollus. Echon andros loquitas, kai ganer archigetes.
Pentasan huexum pantes. Endatos in enterux a pene de ege leonia.
Ai ai! Tade diafane. potetus de lexatus cumingunai.
Oikostes, pos prekete consultes monos.
E kando moisi tu canetan baron?
Udet afkar elte kai kate. Se te da fanta leon tololotra. Agrospe pense capipomio nomas. Pos plesten ae duda potos esos. Cam pense gonin. Axiar gahoi anel dulos perin. Entes de jaineso kare.
Posan malay de tu parlagan.
Harastin. Ala prostituta face.
De doi camauton, me hos parlagan. Ei remen, ei sidon telo.
Alexe taimen. Axiar diplomathin kakot again so dos prosa kanton.
Emoi pater men polubos en Corinthios. Meter de merope doris. Egomenda ner aston megistos. Primoi tu kegai ander en dec nois mupercles teismene. Caleipar oino. Plastos en patri lacrade metros cae patros pureumai mutode. Cae mocoibus comentis comen. Atimon excepensi. Allada clia cae deina cae distena puriutena. Genom da tecnon anthropoisi veloisi cora. Coneus disoimen, puteus altos pa. Gago pacusas tauta ten Corinthi. Astrois eloipon, et metrumenos. Dona et feudon, me popsoimen capon, cresmon oneina, tolte lumena. Stecum dignumai cus chorus. Suronturano, tutono lus helegeis. En tauta marcerux. Scapite polices. En are en bebos, oion sufes xunentiasdom, cax hodehot hegemon. Cago trocelate, tonec preponta, paio di orbis. Eidetemi. Eidito seno, prosece laetis ugenes. Tu testi andros atlioteros, disec pro daimon alistagan notaner.
Hemimen, onax tautok ne, ego de suprosu perontes ecmetes ecertida.
Pepes menobitus pote protomia.
Lestas et fascis autos andros enne pen hosmin catatenia. Ei menuti lexe auron aritom, uke guctanon, ugar genoit allos polois isos. Et alren oios dono, audese. Saphos tu testin, turgon eise merbo.
Alos vene. Que tu pos hotovistas o kuk estin alto gekvaletvalin. Poliscar eco uk monetale. Hemso tacunas. Al iomenes lumos. Uden garam praxiam. An homo soltero.
Aram par proponum xenoi, mafium popu. Tatu tyrannus domat estin oilupu.
Malisa dotum epat episcopo.
Stegaimen aide kautosin don otsene, gune demeter hediton kinutik non.
Alolvia. Tecupsin olvius ae, inoite caenum busa pantulas dama, agus for domois decai poseit sogenar.
Tapoia tota. Paratinata pimenos.
Ectes Corinthio, tyrannum otum upicuri quonos tes isiat sutir hosidat cae.
Tiduk opprestus polibus egratesiti.
Udet, eped infanatus in tapois decae.
Josephas. Etet nece polibus. Ogero.
Emen lego paletes axio phanei.
Oprostum. Ucidis potit tatos taxos molesolasis. Theon mantum mandeneste. Tuton oedipus palait promonton Andrea fuge mectenoi. Pros tes tuces, ololon, ude, tutupo.
O filtaton gunaikos iocastes cara, timexe pemso de oroton de domaton.
Acutandros dude. Cae scope cluantus semen in hexa tu theon mantumata. Ectes Corintho. Aperaton son agalon hus puce punto polibo. Alolopa.
Eo. Idetam scopoipiten fumantim, in eistoi, calas dotas orneis, pantoneremus, e mellon pantoneremo. Eiti tomo potu catesquit.
Ties ekenesis human escovon pero?
Telaton manteuma deinon oksene.
Ereton, uki femitun alone eidenai.
Mä listan ei pegarloksia me pote. Migenai kersi mete. Te maututu te patron. Aima kersi tais emas helein.
Egat had oknum keiten es totulis, tidet ego uki tude tu fobusanax. Eber ionos ipon exelusumen?
Posso gerae. Prosteon didaskeme.
Arois nodeta prostices udentremon?
Alanti tu de paida monomasteto.
Dorum pot isfi ton emu kirolabon.
Sudem polessa sutukon mautodidos.
Joruna painas gitarnos tu kais. Hodon an atumar drusen tessa, lose conto diatoros hodon akmas pos onomasves, ec tuces totes Jose.
Prosteon. Prosmetros, patros, prason!
Uc oid. Hodus de tot nuon for me.
Alle refum helabes. Sutukos autos.
Uc. Alla poimen allos epidosimoi, ton laio de putis onomaseto.
Estinti sumon pares toton pelas. Kai toiden hestis, hostis esti. Et haden tuon semenat. Eures caetade.
Amainen uten olon ton et sakno kontra me tuis Christen esiten. Atar het anhat ukakis jukasul goi tidonten et hei, metin en trapes, tete rutu pula mete metrete mete.
Me? Prosteon. Ai petitus sato bioris spotsum. Ai petitus ignuis.
Pawe!
Acceptis et on deroton
Oh,
motel.
dear, power.
Tarendiate caerem tusiogunai.
Ai bestene. Tuto carse como prostien. Allo digu potastero.
Hello? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Please? You have to hear me. I know what's about to happen. You don't have to do it. You don't have to if you don't want to. Dad's right there. Dad. Dad! He was there a minute ago, but he comes back. He comes back for you. He loves you. No matter what, I know who you think he is. I know. But that doesn't mean that you have to go.
Antigone!
There are other choices. And the people will understand that this isn't your fault. And we can be happy and normal again, so please listen.
Antigone,
Just think about it, okay? Think about Thebes. In the summer, you, Dad, everyone, just happy and together and normal. And I can see you. So I know it's possible, so please listen.
Antigone, it's not what you
Just
think.
think about it. We can be together. And every year, we can send a gift to Apollo and to Dionysus to thank them for making us whole again. Nothing bad ever has to happen to us. Dad could see. Polynices and Eteocles could breathe. And you don't have to die. Please. Don't go. Just stay a little longer. No.
Pass, Antigone.
You can't change it. It was always going to happen.
We
You
could have
were
worked it
promised.
out. The six of us, if we had just left the city, she should have known that everything would have been all right.
For you, Antigone, she couldn't say. She simply couldn't say.
And if she had, Antigone, something even worse could have happened.
Shut up. Shut up. You don't know. You don't know that, so why would you say it? Go away. I don't want you here. anymore. Go! You're not gone. It's not really. You're still there somewhere. Please just. For so long, I resented you. I hated you. You just left us here. Left us like this. And I thought, how could she be so selfish? I thought you couldn't have loved us. You couldn't have. Mothers are supposed to be strong for their children. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry because none of this was your fault, was it? None of this was your fault. There's so much I don't know about you that I don't think I'll ever truly be able to know. If things had been different, we could have been happy. I hope you'd be proud of me. It's an awful thing to say, but I wish it had hurt more when you died, because I knew you were gone, and I knew you weren't coming back, but I didn't get it. I didn't know how it felt. And that last week, the one before, I could have done more. It's like I took you for granted, and then suddenly you just vanished. I kept forgetting your face. It's like one day it just slipped away and I just couldn't remember it. But your voice. But I didn't forget you. I kept everything I could. Gifts, cards, presents. The last card you ever wrote for me. It was the last time you ever wrote my name. Proof that you loved me. That you were real. And everything else after hurts less because I knew you were real and I know how you felt and they can never take that away from me. He can never take you away from me. I still want you back. Everything has gone to hell. Everything just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like every choice I make seems to be the wrong one somehow. Not that I thought it was the wrong choice, just that it got me here. Do you think it was the right choice? They're saying our family is cursed. That we're always doomed to make the wrong choices. If that's true, how is that fair? I was only trying to make things better, but somehow it just got worse. I want to say I love you. No matter what. No matter what happens. I wish you were here. I wish things didn't have to be so difficult. That we didn't have to make any sacrifices, and that you were here with me and Ismail. I'm never going to see you again. Am I? You might as well go on. I need to see how it ends. Again. I need to see it again. Show me.
Should we do it? I don't know.
She asked us to. We have to. We owe her that much.
It's nothing she doesn't know already.
One last show.
Is this what you want?
Go on.
A chef arrived.
This is them. This is who I was telling you about.
What were you given? What were you given?
Child!
What child?
A child who has layers.
Whose child?
His own layers. Layers to touch her.
What did you do with it?
They told me to kill
So
it.
you killed it?
No.
What did you do with it?
I couldn't kill it. It was a baby. He was a baby.
So what did you do with it?
I gave it to someone.
Who?
A man.
What man?
A man from Corinth.
A messenger.
An envoy.
To the king of Corinth.
That was where Oedipus pieced it all together.
He was the son that Laius and Jocasta tried to kill. He was a royal son of Thebes.
So, to be clear, he killed his father, he shagged his mother, and they had 4 children through incest.
Oedipus couldn't stand it, so he ran into the palace.
I heard you shouting.
I heard him screaming.
Jocasta! Jocasta!
Shout and then silence.
Jocasta!
Silence! Then a messenger emerged from the palace.
The queen is dead. She did it to herself. She'd worked it out. She couldn't live with the truth. She couldn't live with the shame.
Oedipus broke down her door, and he found her and cried out her name. It was awful. The screeching. I'll never forget.
He took her brooch. He held it by the pin, and he gouged out his eyes.
I would have wanted to die if it were me.
It would have been the honourable thing to do.
He should have died there and then.
You can't really mean that.
His death would have saved us.
No more play.
Save our city, save
It
Thebes!
changed nothing. Just one more death to add to the
He
rest.
couldn't have wanted to live.
But he shouldn't have had to die.
To go to Colonus. He wanted to die at Colonus. I don't remember the last thing I said to him. Ismene, no. Ismene. I'm sorry. I'm abandoning you just as he abandoned us. He'd already cursed himself. Damn fool. He cursed our mother and killed our brothers and left us truly with no one. He's cursed me too. He's cursed all of us. And for what? Thebes is worse off than before, still plagued with disease, with Creon. There is nobody left. Ismene. His defiance condemned us all. What did I do? What did I think would be any different? They say the definition of madness is doing the same thing and doing nothing about it, thinking that the future will be different. One day it has to change. That's what tyrants are. That's what they do. They kill change. They trap you like fire in a jar and then they smother you. They feed you just a little bit of air to keep you alive, to make you think that they are on your side, but if you break the glass, you're a criminal. Maybe I am just like him. Maybe I am just like my father. It can't go on like this. This cycle of nothing, of death, rotting bodies, feudal rights. We try to live. We grasp to prophecies. Nothing. We cling to them as if we can change our fates, but even if we can see our futures, we cannot change them. If it's not fate, it's gods, it's kings, it's the city, it's these laws, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's all pointless. My parents are dead, and my brothers are dead. This city is dying, and soon I'll...
We could barely stand to look at him.
Friend, lead me from here. The most cursed, utterly lost, most hateful.
Right. Oedipus begged, pleaded with Creon to cast him out so that the city might be free of the curse.
Creon rose to the task.
But before he left, Oedipus asked Creon to let him see his children.
Antigone and Ismene.
If you can, allow me to hold my daughters with my own hand. One last time, to indulge my grief.
Dad.
Can I hear my loved one? Is that my loved ones I hear sobbing? Can Creon have taken pity on me and sent my family to... My loved ones. Oh, my dear loved ones. I think I see the bitter life that men will make you live in the days to come. I'm sorry.
And then Oedipus, cursed and wretched as he was, asked Creon for one last favour.
Ololamen tuonte, mesfe perides, tochas anandros egenes alomenas. Medexisoses tas de tois emois kakois. Allo ictison spas, ode telicast horod. Pantoneremos. Plen hoson, to sonnen. Oxuneoson, ogenaie. Sepsausas heli. Pollan parenun, nun de tu queste moi. E a Kairos easden, tu bio de lonos. Ume curesas, foteos santos patros. It is time to lead me away.
Come then, but let the children go.
No, do not take them from me.
Creon wrenched the girls away from him, pulling them to his side.
And then Oedipus was truly alone.
The gods hated him, so he had to leave.
And then he left the city. You already know that. Are you okay? I'm sorry, it isn't a better story. For him, for you. I don't think there's a person in Thebes who doesn't wish it hadn't ended like that.
I think there's one. He was never going to listen. Ololamen duonte. Mesves perides. Tochas anandros egenes alomenas. Med exisazes tas de tois and mois chachois. Alechtisons stas. Ode telicasdoron pantomeremus. Plen o son to son meros. Kusanai son. O genai. O e chestamoi. E a kairos. E a stain. Tu luonos. Tu biu. Umas keras. Proteos santos. Patros. He's going to kill me.
You don't know that.
I do. I know how this ends.
Antigone,
You're not the one who's on trial here.
don't be like
Last time I
this.
checked, Creon is the one who is judging this trial. Do you think he's just going to let me get away with community service? I'm going to walk back into that courtroom. He's going to declare me guilty. And I'll be carried off to some remote cave somewhere and left to die. I'll be a tragedy. A cautionary tale. Just like my father. That's how I'll be remembered. Antigone. The victim. The daughter of a blood-stained pervert. Or I'll be forgotten. I'll be forgotten, and my words will just be forgotten. I'll never see my sister again. Never get to see her grow up. See what she becomes. We won't grow old together. I won't grow old. There is so much in this life I never got to see, taste, touch, feel. Is this what Polynices felt?
You wouldn't know. You weren't here.
What?
They aren't wrong. You were gone for a while, Antigone. You escaped the worst of it.
How could you say that? He was my brother.
Tiresias speaks the truth. Look around you. Is there anyone who hasn't suffered? Your brother wasn't the only one who fought against Thebes, Antigone. Where were they buried?
No one stood up to Creon like I did they?
You think it's that easy?
Pain of death, Antigone.
Not all of us are princesses. You think Creon got me a child?
We are nothing to him.
Have you noticed how he's paid more attention to you than he's ever paid to our city?
To us! Listen to them. Creon won't.
It's not my fault. All that shows is his tyranny.
You're not seeing the bigger picture. You think this fight is limited to that courtroom? There's a whole city out there, Anthony. A whole city that isn't affected by what's happening to you.
We know what you're going through, Anthony.
We understand.
Most of us have lost people too. My mother was an unwilling soldier. I would have helped them run, but I heard that our king punishes deserters with torture, along with their families. I had to abandon him.
I saw someone being beaten in Yabarat. They stole some bread. They were starving.
Law is the law.
They were just a child.
My son was like you, Antigone. He dared to criticize Creon in public. He was killed where he stood. They told us if we tried to touch his body, we would be next. I asked for mercy. I asked one too many times.
You have a son. You never said.
Had a son. He was the same age as Polynices.
My sister was in prison for playing the owls. Barbaric, apparently. I haven't seen her since.
My father was stoned for speaking in our mother tongue.
Creon has banned our language. He said it was uncivilized to speak so barbarically.
He won't let us read poetry.
He's burned all the books.
We can't remember our history.
We can't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have known. God, how could I not have known?
You weren't here.
I'm still a Theban. I should have done something. I was so focused on what was happening to me and to my family that I turned my back on this city. I turned my back on this city and on Creon, and I never looked back. Gods, I wish I could change things, but
You're not dead yet.
Antigone,
What?
the court has a verdict.
It's time to go.
Antigone,
It's time to go.
no, I'm not going. You can't take me. No,
Antigone.
it won't end like this. I won't end like this. My words will live on. Don't you see? Creon is trying to take us away, but our stories will remain. You have to tell them. Tell your children, your grandchildren. Tell them my story. Tell them yours. Creon will try and take more. He will push and crush until there is almost nothing left. He will not stand down any excuse he can find to stay in power. No matter how flimsy, he will take it. Remember what he's done to you. Promise yourselves it will never happen again. Thebes, listen to me. Learn your mother tongue. Revel in your traditions, your arts, and your customs, everything that is truly yours. He cannot take that away from you. And your stories, please, for the love of all that is good and honest and true in this world, do not let your stories be taken for the sake of one man. Pass them your myths and your legends to your children. My story. Tell them your story. Do not let them forget who we were, who we are, who they are. Do not let my words die here.